Hello guys, so today we'll be talking about self-validation, some if and conditional formatting. We'll be talking about self-validation, some if and conditional formatting. So what's self-validation? A situation where you want specific items of specific format of whether words or content in your cell. So let's imagine that a particular cell is meant to contain, someone is meant to write uh, something like this. Let's use this as an instance. In this data, we have income, we have expenditure office, and we have expenditure order. Okay, so someone is meant to enter like income. What income did we get? What is the description? What is the amount of for the income? So if you leave the cell for the person to enter whatever record or data the person wants, you have cells like this. You'll be having cells like this. You'll be having cells like this, office. Sorry, we're talking about income. You might be having cells like income. You might have income. You might have income. So you might just be having a lot of mistakes. I hope you're following. So you might end up having a lot of mistakes, including plural incomes. So you might end up having a lot of mistakes like this. The solution to this is to validate the cell so that the user can only use a predefined list of items. Okay? The user can only use a predefined list of values. So to achieve that, you have to click on the cell you want to validate. Okay? And let's say we want to list some animals of our choice, like animals that we know. We go to our data, because this is data self-validation for data, and you click on data validation. Under settings, you see how do you want this validation. I'll say I want it to be like a list. And then what is my source? I'll start writing the names of the animals. I'll say cat, I'll put my comma, I'll say dog, I'll put my comma, I'll say giraffe, I'll put my comma, I'll say bats, I'll put my comma, I'll say monkey. Okay, so let's say we'll stop here. Cat, dog, giraffe, bat, monkey. And we say okay. So when I want to choose any option from here, I just have to choose from the option that is given. Okay, cat, dog, giraffe, bat, and monkey. So at every point I can select exact same thing. Okay, I can spread this. At every point I can select the exact same thing. I can spread this to come down. So I can, oh sorry. So for all of them, I can select the same thing. So I'm sure that my data is the same anywhere, anytime. So the user does not make there's no mistake. So that when I'm now doing my data analysis, or when I want to do one or two charts creation or graph replotting, my data will be uniform. All right. Okay. So I can also get this from a list. I can make a list already and then validate myself based on that list. So I have cat, dog, giraffe, bat, monkey. So I can come here and say cat, dog, giraffe, bat, monkey. Okay. So let's say I want to validate this cell. All I need to do is to come to my data validation, choose my lists. Under my source, I'll click on this icon here and come over here to choose the list I want. And then I click this place and I say what's okay. And you see that I'm getting whatever validation from here. So which means I can come later to change this. If I change this to lion, I'll be having lion. Come back here and I'll see that this has changed to lion. All right. So let's talk about sum if. Okay, so for sum if, we'll be using this for our sum if, and this is very simple. We want a station where we can get all the calculate or sum up all the money we got from income. So anywhere we have income, we'll get the sum. Anywhere we have income, we'll get the sum. We'll just calculate all the money we got as income. We can calculate all the money we spent as expenditure office. So anywhere there's expenditure office, we get the sum of the money. And then we also get all the sum of the money we got as from our expenditure order. So this is how it looks like. So this is coming from here. All the income is being added together. The only way to achieve this is using sum if. So if you click on this, you see equal to sum if. The criteria, this is a criteria range. Sum if, that's sum if what is in this range is what? Income. Get all the income in this range. That's the criteria range. How do we know the criteria? This is the criteria here. Our criteria is income. We're trying to extract all the income. And what are we actually summing? E2 to E200. From E2, we are adding all the values here that correspond to income here. And that is what will give us this. That's a sum if for you. So the same thing here. We have sum if B2 to B200 as our criteria range. And then we have the criteria itself, expenditure office. All expenditure office its values from E2 to E200 are going to be summed off. And that's how we're getting that value there. We have some ifs. So these some ifs, we use it for our expenditure because we have expenditure office, expenditure order. We're like, let's get all, this is our range, the range of value we are meant to sum. Okay, and then this is a range of the criteria range. We want to get a criteria from this range. And what criteria are we getting? We are getting anything that has expenditure underscore. As far as that thing has expenditure underscore, get its value and sum it off. So that's how we are getting our total expenditure. Even though we could have gotten our total expenditure by simply adding this cell and this cell. However, we wanted to use the sum ifs to get this total expenditure. All right. Finally, we'll be talking about the conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is used usually to create indicators. Okay. So I can say that my income is below expectation. I can say my expenditure office is, well, where I want it to be is green. So I can use this to tell myself that I'm not doing well. Maybe I can set targets for my income and say, if my income is above this, it should be green. If it is between this, it should be yellow. If it's below this, it should be red. If you check my income is red, which means I have not met my target. Now for my expenditure, maybe I set a particular amount as the limit to my expenditure, which I have not reached yet. So it means that my expenditure is still good for this particular, as I'm adding values, adding values. So let's say I add some extra values here. Let's say I add office expenditure, and then here I put 500,000. Okay, so let's see. Can you see that my office expenditure has gone to red? I've exceeded my expense budget. Also, my total expenditure has gone to red. I've exceeded my expense budget. Okay, so how do we set conditional formatting? How you set conditional formatting? Let's, this is the one we have. You go to conditional formatting. You can go to new rule. What you're going to see in new rule is essentially you're going to see when we go to manage rules. So let's just simply go to manage rules. When we go to manage rules, you see the rule that we've set. You can go to edit. So what you have seen in new rule is still what you're going to see here. Here we can, the rule we set is that we're formatting all cells based on their values, and we're using icon sets, and we're using reverse icon order. So I'm using this particular icon style. You can choose your icon style, any icon style you want. All right. So here I said let my icon be red downwards. If my value is greater than or equal to 300,000, and let my value be this, let my icon be this yellow. If my value is less than 300,000 but greater than or equal to 150, and then let my value be green when it is less than 150. So these are my expenses. If my expenses is less than 150, let my icon be green. If it is greater than 300,000, let it be red. And then if it's in between 300 to 150, let it be yellow. All right, we'll be ending this tutorial here, and see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe and follow, and like my picture. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and like my video. Thank you.